Good morning, everyone. Hope you're set up for a nice weekend here. Saturday morning, partly cloudy, 68 degrees at Cornerstone Roofing and Gutter. We have had some windy times overnight. Seems like it's calmed down some now. Beautiful look over the Air Force Academy as always, and you can see some of the clouds floating around in the distance there. We have 67 degrees at the Pueblo Chieftain Studio, looking back towards the wet mountains. Also notice quite a bit of cloud cover floating overhead. That's the stuff that we will eventually cook up into a few thunderstorms a little later on today. But pretty mild in most of eastern Colorado with mid to upper 60s across the lower Arkansas River Valley. Lyman's dipped back into the 50s. Comfortably cool, I suppose. Maybe downright crisp in Leadville, 37. And we have 40s and 50s for the rest of the mountain valleys right now. Skycast shows that as we go through lunchtime, there won't be much thunderstorm activity to contend with. I think it's underdoing the cloud cover out there a little bit. But regardless, a mixture of clouds and sun is probably what you should expect for a good chunk of the day. As we move through the afternoon, the first indication of a few showers begins to show up on Skycast out here over the mountain areas and maybe near the Colorado-New Mexico state line. But for the majority of you, we don't think it'll be too active through about 3 o'clock. Warm today. Highs will eventually climb into the 80s and 90s again in much of eastern Colorado. Lamar all the way to 98. Look for 70s and 80s for the mountains and mountain valleys. That's prior to any thunderstorms arriving because, of course, when they do, they'll tend to cool us off a little. Now, Skycast is not real aggressive with the thunderstorm coverage today. What fires will be doing so on that monsoon flow that's giving us the clouds this morning, there's really not much water at the lower levels to support these, so we don't expect storms to be terribly strong. But still some brief downpours, frequent lightning, some gusty wind, and some temporary cooling could accompany any storms that develop primarily over near the mountains. We'll likely see the best coverage down here over the southern part of the state today. As we move into the evening, we don't see it here on Skycast, but it is possible we'll get a late day or evening storm to fire up near the Kansas state line that could be a little stronger. Probably not a big threat today, but it's something we'll track through the afternoon. Then overnight tonight, expect a mixture of stars and some clouds around as that monsoon flow settles in and increases for tomorrow, which probably means tomorrow is going to be a more active day on the thunderstorm front. So we'll increase the coverage of storms from the 20% or so today of the area to maybe as much as 40% of the area tomorrow. That'll take the edge off the heat a little too, with some slight cooling into the mid-80s. And storms tomorrow could be better rainmakers. We might even have some severe weather in parts of eastern Colorado. We dry the atmosphere out, get breezy some Monday, but not enough to remove entirely the mention of storms. Looks like the hottest day we'll see of the next 7. Then we track a cool front. Pretty good one, too, for this time of year. Could drop us off into the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll leave a chance for some storms in there each and every day. Right now, Sunday and Wednesday look to be our 2 most active days of the week. Pueblo, mid-90s again tomorrow. We'll stay well into the 90s on Monday, then we'll fall to about 90 Tuesday. From there, we get refreshingly cool with about 80 maybe on Wednesday. Again, tomorrow looks like the wettest day for you. Then we'll see about maybe ramping up the storms a little bit about next Wednesday or so. Canyon City will hover a few degrees either side of 90 here through the early part of next week, then fall back into the mid-80s Tuesday with 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Overnight lows might cool into the 50s by the middle of next week, so some good sleeping weather for you. Mountain areas, a few days here in the 70s before any showers show up. And, of course, there'll be a little bit more widespread over the mountains. No big surprise. Those things, of course, will cool you off into the 50s and 60s, so nighttime temperatures should be pretty nice. We might even fall back into the 40s by about the middle of next week at night. So, and I don't know, it gets to be warm in the house sometimes at night.
Yeah.
It's nice to see those low times.
I like the sleeping weather term. Yeah. Oh, yes, that rings very true for the morning weekend crew here. Yeah,
again, it's been a while since I've been on this shift.
Yes.
But usually it takes until about 3 or 4 for the house to actually cool off, so I don't even get to enjoy that this time of year. So when the cold front comes in, that, you know, open the windows up and help you out.
Yeah, that's one of the pros. For those of you, you know, just waking up with us this morning, Marty Vinitrinque is back with us for a couple of weekends. Jay gets to sleep in, and he will be on tonight on the evening show. So Jay hasn't gone anywhere, but now many people very happy to see you back. So welcome back, Marty.
Thank you very much. Fun to get up at 3 in the morning.
All right, I believe you. Thanks, Marty. Well, now we want